Behind the scenes of a pancake flat lay photo shoot. What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. On this channel we talk about everything to do with food and drink photography, so if that interests you, click subscribe down below. This week's video is going to be another behind the scenes video, and as we've got Pancake coming up tomorrow or today, I'm going to be going behind the scenes for a pancake photo shoot. First thing I did for this shoot was plan exactly what I wanted to do. I do this with nearly all of my photo shoots. This gives me a good idea of what I'm aiming for in the shoot, and it makes it a lot easier on the day to get some really good high quality images. If you want to know a little bit about exactly how I plan my shoots out, I've got a full video on this, so I'm going to leave that link in the description below. On the morning of the shoot, I got to making plenty of pancakes. Normally when I do food shoots, I like to keep the food as fresh as possible, so I will make it as soon as everything's prepped up. But if your food isn't going to wilt and sort of start to look a little bit sad, it's good to have that prepped in advance. It means you've got one less thing to think about as you start getting the shoot ready. That is the case with pancakes. Another good reason to shoot them, to prepare them early, is it means you can be shooting them cold, so you can move them around without burning your fingers, and they're not going to wilt all of the garnishes and things that you put on top. I also made sure I made absolutely loads of pancakes. I even had one stack for pancakes that can be eaten straight away because they're not looking photograph ready, and one stack that was saved just for photos. This means that I get the best pancakes and I've got plenty to choose from when I get to shooting them. This makes it easier when you're coming to shoot them. You know, you've only got pancakes that look really good, and we've already eaten a bunch of pancakes that aren't looking good, so you're not as tempted to eat them during the shoot. For some more tips on exactly how to photograph pancakes, check out last week's video where I go through a few of my top tips for creating pancake photo shoots. For this shoot, I wanted something really vibrant and fun, so I went for a bright blue background. Another reason for using the blue is it is a contrasting colour to pancakes. The pancakes are sort of more of like a yellowy colour, which if you look at the Adobe wheel, it's on the opposite end of blue. This means they're a contrasting colour, so they make each other stand out a little bit more. That makes our pancakes jump out of the scene and look really nice and vibrant. For my blue background, I had a colour roll, so that's just like a big roll of paper, so I just got that rolled out. This was going to be a flat lay, so I didn't need to worry about having it at the back of the image too. I just rolled it down and rolled it off. I got my camera mounted up ahead. I also used a spirit level to make sure that camera was perfectly parallel to the background. This is going to stop us having any wonky looking images, like things are going to start to fall off. The lens I was using is a 24 to 120mm. This gives me a really good range, so sometimes with a flat lay I need to be a little bit wider than I would if I was shooting straight on, because I can't get the camera quite as high as I'd like, but I do want to see plenty of the scene, so it's got to be a little bit wider. To go with the bold colour of the background, I wanted to also go for some bold, harsh shadows, so I'm just using one light towards the left of the image with a small hard reflector. I've just got this new Pixar Pro light, so I'm just using the hard reflector that comes with it instead of my sort of big rounder one. This is my first time using that light. I was really happy with it, so I would definitely recommend getting yourself one if you're looking at upgrading your lights. I didn't want the shadows in this image to be too long or distracting, so I had that light quite high up and quite close to the scene. This makes the shadows that little bit smaller and really nice and crisp. So now that's all the kit set up, like the background and the lights and the camera, it's time to start setting the scene. I had a few different plates in mind, so I sort of brought them all out and tested them on the background to see which ones I thought fit really well, and I went with just the plain white ones. These were nice and simple. I didn't want too much going on with the bright background and the harsh shadows. We don't want too much to actually take away from our pancakes we're making. I used side plates as the main sort of served up portions of the pancakes, and then a normal dinner plate for the serving plate of pancakes. This is because when shooting food we tend to use smaller plates because it fills the plate up. When you're eating you tend to leave a little bit of room for cutting and chopping and actually eating. You don't need this in food, but if you're using a really big plate you're going to notice the plate a lot sooner than you're going to notice what's on the plate. So the fuller the plate, the more the food on the plate stands out, which is the most important thing when it comes to shooting food. You want your food to be the focal point. The composition technique I had in mind which I did plan ahead in the planning process, was the S curve. It's really well used with flat lays, and that is as if you could draw an S through your image. This just helps your eye flow through the image and catching all of the important things. With that in mind, I arranged the plates and the props in exactly where I wanted to put them, and then I plated the pancakes up. When folding the pancakes, I made sure the best sort of textures and patterns that we get on a lot of these flatter crepe pancakes were viewed. And I also kept some laid flat in the serving plate, so we've got the different sort of shapes and textures going on there as well. I have one serve plate at the top, and then the serving plate at the bottom, and then my hero plate in the middle. This is the plate that your eye is going to be drawn to the most, so this one had to be the perfect. This had to have the best pancakes, definitely not the first pancakes. To garnish these pancakes, I was going for a classic combination of lemon and sugar. If you are not English, I don't know if this is going to be a thing for you, but lemon and sugar pancakes, yummy, absolutely love them. They're not as sickly, so you can eat even more of them than you could if you shoved Nutella on them. The lemons, like the pancakes, were a yellow colour, so I thought these were also going to contrast really nice with that blue. And the sugar just gives a lot more texture than sort of the flat pancakes and the flatter lemons. I made sure I had some lemons chopped up in half and in little sort of sections. This adds a bit of variety to the image, adding that little bit more interest. I got onto chopping and placing these, as these are going to sit a little bit longer than the sugar. I also had some sugar served at the side of one of the plates, just so it's adding that little bit more interest there, a little bit more of that serving suggestion, like people are going to just pour a bit more sugar on. And this sugar just adds a really nice texture to the top of the pancakes, which I sprinkled on after everything was ready and squirted on a bit of lemon. I made sure I did this last because this is not going to last as long as the pancakes and the other lemons. It's all going to start to dissolve into the pancakes, so I had to make sure I got everything ready before I did the finishing touches to my pancake servings. The lemon gave a really nice gleam, and that sugar on top, like I said, gives that really nice texture. And this is why it's really good to use garnishes to finish off our scenes. First of all, we're not going to sit and eat plain pancakes. I don't know how crazy you are, but that's just not nice. It wouldn't be normal to serve up pancakes with nothing on them, so you've got that anyway, but also the garnishes you add to the pancakes in your shoot are going to be the thing that add that extra interest and that extra textures, which we just love in food photography. It just makes everything look absolutely brilliant. Like all of my shoots, I took the time to get the hero shot here, so this was it. That shot was done. That is the one that I had in my mind, I'd written down on paper, and I got. I then go around and change a few different things to make sure we can get a couple of different shoots. You never know what you're going to come out with. Sometimes I've gone and taken an extra image and it's been my favourite. This adds a little bit more on the spot creativity instead of just having everything planned out. I got one in a little bit closer, so that's like really focusing in on that hero image after moving things around a little bit. And I also took a little bite out, not a bite, I also got a fork and added in a fork with a little bit of pancake on, just to add that little bit of a more of a human element and a little bit of action to one of the shots as well. We couldn't go ahead and do this one first because then I couldn't put that bit of pancake back into the pancake. I hope you enjoy these behind the scenes, guys. I really like making these videos and you guys seem to really enjoy watching them too. I'd love to see some of the pancake photos you create this pancake day, so tag me on Instagram at amphotographeruk and I'll definitely check them out. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!
Yeah.